Taurus and Aries. This reading's for you. If you have any of those placements, this reading's for you. Let me turn this down a little bit. Okay. What do we have? Not always a fan of slicking my hair back, but I'm trying. Alright. And I'm actually really tired. Whatever. Okay. My name is Lacey, the High Priestess. Press like, subscribe, notification. I like to tell stories. They will not resonate with everyone. The whole point is doing the story. Okay. I get the Hierophant and the Page of Cups. A Taurus when they were young. This is a young Taurus. Because the Hierophant is... That's definitely Taurus energy. But with the Page of Cups and in this particular cards right here, it's a young boy. When I was young and when I was young and who I perceived as God, because there's this kid grew up knowing what God was through TV or what was enlightenment through TV. I don't like my hair slicked back. Let me take this out, guys. I don't like it. Oh. Okay, now I feel a little bit better. I just don't like my hair slicked back. Okay, so there's this kid that grew up watching, only knowing about God because it happened to be on TV. Maybe they were watching a pasture, because back then they would put, or even in the movies. But this little kid, the first time he heard of God was through TV. And they used to, maybe the father would sit on the mother's lap and they would watch like church or something like that. We would go to church through TV. That's the only time I heard of God. People stayed home a lot. I don't know who, maybe the parents, they didn't like going out much. I mean, they would go to work and come back, but I'm getting the sense that they stayed home most of the time. Maybe somebody was raised on disability, because you see this person's just laying down and it looks like the mom is taking care of them. All right, they're going off to school. 7 of Wands. And I feel like someone had to fight off, because there's this little kid and this grown-ass man right here. You ever hear about individuals that have like mommy issues and stuff like that? Like they have fetishes, or they have people do role playing, like when they play, like I want you to play as mommy, and they actually pay people for this. And then they have a woman play, they be grown-ass men, and they will make you change their diaper and all kinds of stuff. Like, dude, I've heard some really crazy things. Someone wants to role play as, because this is a grown-ass man still trapped in a child's mind. Look, I could see a bunch of different versions of this. And this is a man-child. Someone here still a mommy's boy as well. Okay, so I see different scenarios. I see a little boy that learns a lot of things from TV, because someone's mother was always tending more to the man than to the child. This could be also a stepfather. Not because I'm getting a lot of stories, bear with me. The stepfather was jealous of the little boy. This could be a story of like I hate to say this, but a serial killer. You could be watching a movie You see, someone is going to explain this to someone, to mom and dad. This is also what was it, the Melendez brothers, right? Their parents were doing a bunch of crazy shit. See, this is why it's very important for people to listen to somebody's testimony. They didn't just go, if you were just to hear the story, the part of the Melendez brothers, if you watch the movie, where they just unalived the parents, right? But later on, when they created this movie and they put more of the truth, the father was a straight pedophile and the mother was allowing it. And these are biological parents, whatever it is. Okay, I feel like someone could be studying serial killers as well. This is a real thing. If you're really going into the government, people will explain psychological patterns of a serial killer or the psychopaths, people who are not okay in the head. Someone could be studying this and studying certain patients, psychosis, all of that. Because this also could be a lawyer. If you're a lawyer, you could be cross-examining something, right? So you have to talk about his upbringing. You have to talk about who his mother, who the father is, why certain things happen that way. Uh, because I feel like, look at this man. I feel like this man has probably unalived a lot of people, and the little boy right here may have defended himself. Also, this little boy knows where a lot of hidden bodies are at. Cause I feel it's also kind of like a weird situation, like an alien trying to date my mom type of shit. And the little boy can see past the illusion. They know the person that's trying to date their mom is not okay in the head. There's movies like that. I'm gonna name one, and this is gonna be a soft one. Do you guys remember R.L. Stein movies, the Goosebumps or whatever? Was it called the Goosebumps? It was, I believe it was called the Goosebumps. Did you guys ever watch the one with the librarian is an alien or something like that? And he was like a tarantula. I don't know, but he would eat people. And then the little boy found out, right? He snuck in and saw what he was doing. So one day he started showing up to that little boy's home. And he was so terrified. He kept trying to tell his parents, because it's not always necessarily this is just a story, right? This is this scenario. And he was terrified, and he was trying to tell his parents that this librarian was a tarantula, and the librarian was there, and he was ready to eat his whole family. He wanted to eat the kid and the whole family. And then I forgot what they were. They were something else. They were also aliens. And at that moment at the dinner table, the little boy realized that, like, all his family members are also killers, but a different breed of killers. And because look, it's two different breed of killers. This one likes to eat them, a cannibal, and this one likes to shoot them and show them off. Or unalive them. I gotta watch my wording. And there's a little kid like in the middle of this, or like the mom like lures men in or something like that, and the little kid like what's going on? Mom, go watch TV, don't worry about it, I'm gonna make dinner here in a little bit. This reminds me of, is it the Bateman Hotel or something like that? They have this whole series on it. I think it's Bateman. Batman? No, it's not Batman. Could be Batman. Batman's a bad guy. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But to a bad guy, Batman wouldn't be a good guy because he probably like got rid of a serial killer or the bad guy, and in a bad guy's eyes, he would see Batman as fair game, as a threat. Like I said, it's two different types of killers here. And if you are taking an exam about this, I hope you know your killers, because when you do go to college and you're going into criminal justice, I believe, they're going to put up all kinds of scenarios. Or if you're really trying to be some kind of detective or CIA, you know, all the big alphabet numbers out there, they will put these kinds of scenarios. They will also play back certain situations that have already passed, and they will, y'all's gonna have to diagnose. They're gonna bring doctors in. Also, when there's lawyers as well, when they're trying to delegate certain cases in front of everyone, they put scenarios out there. And like, how would you come to your defense, or how would you win this case? Remember, it's about what you can prove. It's not about what you know. It's about what you can prove. So, like I said, my readings are more to try to, I mean, do you think this is fun? But it's not fun, but it's very interesting. Are you surprised to how many stuff that we see on TV concerning homicides and killings and all kinds of stuff? And we sit back and relax and try to solve cases. Now, we do it for fun, right? We do it to relax, but there's people out here doing it because they're really trying to save a life, or they're really trying to bring justice to play. But is it really justice to play when you're trying? It's not about what you know, it's what you can't prove. And that just makes it seem like a type of game that something that falls under the belt. And then we start crossing thin lines. What's that one movie with Jamie Foxx? There's this movie with Jamie Foxx, and he becomes this big time lawyer, but the way he got there, he knew there was a certain case in his younger days. He knew that his client was full of shit and that he did do that, but he wanted to win a case. And sometimes these victims, they never ever forget the lawyer that helped the bad guy out. Let's let that be a lesson. Outside looking in, it just takes that one moment to fuck off somebody and to make it to fame, to fortune, while your kid gets to live good. And this person who lost his whole family he was a genius, and he's outside watching in how from his case they didn't have any justice. And later in life, all those things that we do, they come back and bite folks. Not everyone. You know, some people, they're just going to make it to hell just fine and dandy. But we never forget that lawyer that let that bad guy get away.